Hello everybody, welcome to the Sunday Chat with Dare. How y'all doing? How was your week? Mine was normal. Or abnormal, depending on your point of view. It's kind of normal for me because, well, work, but it was abnormal because Thursday night I'm hanging out with some friends, we're hanging out at home, and we've had a lot of bad weather recently, and then the tornado sirens went off. We're like, well, that's nice. And so we went outside to see if the tornado was coming, because that's what we do around here. We go outside to look at tornadoes. There was a tornado about 6 miles away from us. We didn't see it, but hey, what do you know? And then about an hour later, the sirens went off again. And we're like, oh, good, great. And technically, our sirens are not tornado sirens. They're emergency sirens. And they're going off because the creeks were flooding. I was like, oh, well, hey, there's no water in my basement. I don't care. That's, yeah. We just played Munchkin. We played like this super long game of Munchkin because nobody was getting any monsters. It was unbelievable. If you haven't played Munchkin, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but it was a long game. You guys said you wanted more. You wanted me to continue Sunday Chat with Dare, so we're gonna do that. No real topics were given. One person asked what I do for a living, but then Streaky said. If I read a lot of books, maybe I could talk about some books I read or movies I watch. The movies I watch will be really short because I don't watch very many movies unless I'm on an airplane. And then I tweet about them because I have nothing better to do after I land wherever I'm going. So we might talk about books here and there. I've finished reading one, but I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. But what I did think about talking about, because a lot of you were in Twitch, a lot of people were saying, oh, hey, I'm done with school. Yeah, raise the roof. I'm done with school. And it got me thinking about school and education, because some people were saying, oh, yeah, I'm done with high school. Now I got to go to college. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, the truth is, and this is mainly for my US people, because over in Europe, from talking to people I know over there, things are a little bit different. It might not be where you live. You might experience this as well, but it's definitely a US thing, where you get the feel that you have to go to school. You have to go to college, especially, or at minimum, get a tech degree. And I don't buy it. As a former educator, teaching at a university level, where I taught public speaking, so you had to come through a public speaking course to graduate, which meant I saw a massive cross-section of the university that came through my class. And many of them left after I told them that I failed a third of my students because they wanted to graduate, which is fine. It means that only the people who really wanted to learn, or the people who couldn't get out of my class, those are the people that failed. But what I realized is, a lot of people go to school because it's the thing to do, because you're supposed to do that. Here in the US especially, they tell you, the bachelor's degree is the new high school diploma, and you must have your high school diploma and your bachelor's degree or you'll not do anything with yourself, which is a load of crap. It's just a load of crap. Yes, it's good to be educated and well-rounded, but unfortunately, most universities don't teach you to be educated and well-rounded. They teach you what the corporations say they need to make you pliable little cogs in the wheel. I'm sounding really cynical, but it's true. What you really need to learn is critical thinking. How to ask the question, why? Why is this a thing? It's more important. It's more important than learning. I can't believe any of my former students watching would be like, "Oh my gosh, you made us learn it." It's better. It's more important to learn critical thinking than to learn rhetorical fallacies. Honestly, because in the end, a rhetorical fallacy is asking why, and then figuring out that the why, like post hoc ergo propter hoc, or Petito Principi. My favorite is Petito Principi. It's circular logic. It is because it is. which is a joke. When people use that argument, you're like, aha, circular logic. Or if you were in my class, you had to learn Latin, so it was petito principi. But the real thing is asking why, critically looking at what they said or wrote or whatever, and asking, is that the actual, or are you giving me a load of spin? I think it's a load of spin because you're a politician and therefore you're a thief. I don't like politicians. Can you tell? But the other thing is, people say, oh, if you don't have a college degree, you're never going to make any money. Let me give you a news flash, which is really hard for a lot of Americans. Money ain't everything. In fact, money is next to nothing. I grant I make good money in my job. I make no money on YouTube, which is fine. And I make zero money on Twitch, which is fine. But you don't need a big money job. You don't. What you need is to be happy and be true to yourself. There's a lot of people out there that have a really big money jobs that are not happy people. You don't want to be those people. You want to be happy people. That means doing what you love or doing what you care about. And surrounding yourself with people that are positive about their life. Not people who are always happy, because we do that in America too, where everybody has to be happy. That's a load of crap as well. I read a lot of books. I have a lot of thoughts. I think a lot. But it's important to be true to yourself, because if you're not, you end up really miserable in a job you hate, and every moment of your life is terrible. That sucks. Don't do that. If it means your parents say you should be an engineer and instead you decide to go be a journalist because you want to expose the corruption in the world, do it. You won't get paid for crap, but do it. Nobody's going to stop you. I mean, your parents might be like, we are very disappointed in you that you are not an engineer. They'll be fine. Over time, they'll be fine, as long as you're happy. Unless they're crazy. If you are the type of person who reads books, one of the books that I've just finished reading is Present Shock by Douglas Rushkoff. It's actually a really good book about the effects of our million-mile-an-hour culture that we live in, where it's this world of continuity, because you're always on. You've got email, you've got Twitter. Who does email anymore? Oh, yeah, that's right. Anybody who works in corporations. Corporations don't know how to get away from email. Email, you've got Twitter, you got Facebook messaging, you've got 24/7 news cycles. The list goes on. It overwhelms you. So that's about the shock of living in this overwhelmed world and how it affects us. And it's interesting to read, especially because it has a lot to do with media, which of course is what I work in. So it's very interesting to me. Not the most uplifting Sunday chat, but it's very important, I think, especially if you're a junior and you're thinking about what you're going to do after high school, or if you're a senior and you're like, yeah, see, I didn't apply to any colleges because I don't know what I'm going to do. Do what you like. Explore. The problem is if you go into university now, you are expected to graduate in 4 years and know what you're going to do. You won't. I promise. Also, you won't actually do what you get your degree in. Most people don't. I have I have an undergrad degree in communications with a concentration in mathematics and engineering. And I have a graduate degree in English focused on risk communication and international rhetorical criticism. It's a mouthful. What do I do? Software engineering. So you don't do what you go to school for in most cases. Though, if you know what you want to do, by all means, go to school. Be that person. Be awesome. In the end, that's what matters. Be awesome. because awesome people are cool and they're fun to be around. Also play Munchkin, because Munchkin is awesomely funny. You should play lots of Munchkin with all your friends. I should do a Munchkin table. If I can find a way to do that, I'll play Munchkin online. It's very difficult. They don't have an online version. We'll figure it out. Something will happen. Maybe Super Fight. Super Fight could happen. Super Fight's a different game. We'll talk about Super Fight some other time. This has gone on way long enough. All right. If you know what you want to be, or if you have any education-related advice you feel like giving, you can give it in the comments. Great Gamer, if you're watching, I'm sure you have some advice. Look at me throwing Greg under the bus. But if you know what you want to be, or you're like, hey, what about being a whatever? Feel free, put it in the comments. What if you do a job, what is it like? Are you enjoying it? Haha. Most people say no. I don't enjoy my job. I enjoy YouTube. Some days. I'm lying. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Take care.